Hey everyone, my name is Matt with Dynamo Studios, and today we're going to be working on importing and exporting in Lightroom CC. So today we're going to cover importing and exporting, and we'll talk a little bit about different scenarios where you'll use different files and a few other technical things. This isn't the most exciting part about editing photos, but it's incredibly important that you know how to do the things we'll cover in this video, so bear with me for just a few minutes. To start, let's pull up today's photos. We'll be working with some files from Reiter, a portrait photographer based in Tennessee that also works in music. If you feel like it, take a second to follow him on social media and send him a message to say thanks. In order for you to be able to work with photo editing software like Lightroom, you first have to put files in the right places so that the program knows where everything is. Luckily, there are built-in tools that do it automatically. When you open Lightroom CC, you'll see a plus icon in the top left corner. Click it, select Browse, and then using the Finder or File Explorer window that pops up, navigate to where your photo files are. Reid uses Nikon cameras, so his file type is .nef. NEF stands for Nikon Electronic Format. If you shoot Canon, the file type is CR2, and so on. Each camera brand uses a different extension, which can be confusing, but Lightroom knows how to handle all of them and takes care of it for us. It's important to know what kind of files your camera makes, because each one reacts differently to edits. You may have heard the term RAW before. We'll talk about that in another video because it's such a big and important subject. Anyways, back to Lightroom. We find our files, select them, and then click Review for Import. This brings up a new page in Lightroom where we can sort, select our favorites, and put files into an album. Once we've done that, we click Add Photos, and Lightroom does the rest. Importing can take a few seconds to bring in a few files, but it can take longer if you're working with hundreds or thousands of photos. Now all your files are ready to be edited. You can check out this video about the basic editing tools in Lightroom to start learning how to process your photos. Now, let's say you're done editing a gallery and you're ready to send photos to your client. First, we have to export everything so that the files are finished and the edits you've done are applied permanently. Think of it like baking a cake. When you edit a photo in Lightroom, it's like assembling all the ingredients in a bowl. The export is putting it in the oven. I'm going to use these 5 photos. Begin by selecting the photos you want to export, and then right-click and select Export. You'll see some information in the top right corner. There's File Type, Dimensions, and Quality. Under File Type, for now, you'll want to select JPEG. This is the file type you'll probably use the most. TIFF and DNG are for specialized applications that we don't have to worry about right now. I usually leave dimensions at full size because making it smaller will degrade the quality of my photo. And then I set quality to 80%. We could go into a lot of detail about why that is, but it's basically because I want to balance image quality with file size. When you turn the quality down a little, the exported files get much smaller without sacrificing any noticeable quality. Trust me on this one, there's a million debates online about this between different photographers if you really want to get into it, but for now, I suggest 80%. Under the More Options menu, you'll see that you can rename the files, which is useful for organizing them or making your work look more professional. I'm going to name these Dynamo, starting at 1. You'll change output sharpening, depending on whether you're going to print your photos or view them on a screen, and I recommend leaving the amount at standard or low. Your photos should be plenty sharp already, and sharpening on export can look pretty weird. Make sure your color space is set to sRGB. We'll definitely cover that in another video as well. So again, just trust me on this one. Finally, all of our settings are dialed in and we can click Export in the top right corner. You should be good to go for most future projects based on these settings. You'll just need to change the file name next time. And that's our lesson. We covered importing, which is putting files into the right place so that Lightroom can use them. We talked about file types and how different cameras make different files. And finally, covered basic export settings that you can use to finish processing your photos. Thanks for watching. I know this isn't the most exciting part of photography, but this information will be very helpful as you start working with more and more photos. Stay tuned to Dynamo for more instructionals. We're cranking them out as fast as we can, and we're bringing in a few new instructors, so make sure not to miss all the cool stuff we'll be releasing. And before I let you go, I just want to let you know that Dynamo is a small educational nonprofit that relies on funding and donations to make ends meet. If you feel like it, we'd greatly appreciate your support. Every dollar helps to keep our lights on so that we can keep making educational material, teaching classes, and providing access to industry standard and quality equipment for our students. To learn more, please visit dynamostudios.org/giving, and thank you so much for your support. My name is Matt for Dynamo Studios. I'll see you next time.